Welcome to Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. In this series, I will be tasked with defeating every villain in order, progressing from the core set to the latest release. The catch? I'm only allowed to use cards released up until that point. After defeating the villain, they each will be ranked in terms of their difficulty, determined by the cards available at the time. Thematic matchups, crazy boost effects, and sinister encounter cards await. Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes of Marvel Rewind. What's going on, guys? It's Char here, back with another episode of Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. Now, in today's episodes, we have the finale of the third expansion box, Mad Titan Shadow, which tasks us with taking on the mysterious trickster Loki, and we are taking on this mystic menace with none other than Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff. Let's go ahead and get down to the table and see how it goes. Okay, so here we are down at the table. Now, as you saw in the intro, we've got Scarlet Witch today, the Mystic Avenger, up against Loki. Now, sadly, there's not a ton more thematic Asgard matchups we could do. We had Thor early on against Venom, not Venom Goblin, just Green Goblin, because I thought it'd be a really good showcase of his strengths as a hero. But because of that, that means that we don't have him available to fight Loki here. Again, I could have done a redo, but another goal of this series is to try and play as many of these heroes as possible, and I don't really want to do any repeats. We could have picked Thor for this one, but it is what it is. But let's go ahead and get to the setup here. So Loki here, he's pretty interesting. So on expert mode, we have to defeat 3 different versions of him. And if we look at this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of Loki that he switches between throughout the course of the game, based on like defeating side schemes, based on encounter cards he reveals and things like that. They all have a variety of effects. Sometimes his attacks have piercing, other times he has retaliate. 2 of them give him stalwart, and one of them's kind of nasty where if there's any side schemes in play, he can't actually take damage, which is pretty nasty. So there's a couple things you have to do here. So he starts off with one main scheme, All Hail King Loki. He has the Loki, the Infinity Gauntlet, which are required, the standard encounter set, which we have here. We have our 2 obligations here on Scarlet Witch, the standard and expert set. And then we have 2 modular encounter sets, which are Enchantress and Frost Giants, which are in this one, along with all the other Loki cards. We're going to go ahead and get this shuffling when we talk about his setup. So his setup says set each copy of the Loki villain aside outside of play. Put the War in Asgard side scheme into play, shuffle the encounter deck and reveal one set shuffle the encounter deck. Then reveal one set aside Loki villain at random, and then reveal the top card of the Infinity Stone deck. So unlike Thanos, and the Infinity Stone pile decks out, he doesn't really do anything with that. He doesn't like a boost card, but he also, similar to Thanos, does start with 1 in play, which is a bit of tempo for Loki here. We'll have that shuffled up and we'll leave that here. We'll shuffle up these Lokis and pick one at random. Maybe we should choose this when actually, getting to our winning attempt, but we'll just say we'll start with the same one. So that's 5 of them. Let's just go ahead and roll a dice. 4. We'll start off with this one, which is the one that says he cannot take any damage while there's a side scheme in play. Pretty nasty. Then we reveal the top card of the Infinity Stone deck. So let's just go ahead and shuffle these up. Let's go ahead and roll a dice again just to see what the top one is. 2. So we'll just reveal this one first. The Power Stone, which is you are stunned. He gets +1 all stats because of the Infinity Stone. I think that's okay for now. We'll put the discard pile up here, just barely off of screen, and we'll flip this over. Loki, all of his things have 20 per player hit points, so every time a new one comes in, they just start off at 20 health. As a 12 per player, it pops at 12 per player as a force interrupt when Loki's defeated. Advance to a random set aside Loki villain, and then basically it says if the number of Lokis in the victory display are equal to the number it says that you win the game, you win the game. So for this one, we have to defeat 3 versions of Loki in expert mode in order to pass on. War in Asgard comes in with 6 per player threat, has a hinder 1 per player, is coming in with 7. It says reveal the top card of the Infinity Stone deck when defeated, and then you also swap Loki with a random set aside Loki villain. Oh, a lot of talking, a lot of setup. I think that's about it for now. We are on Scarlet Witch today, Mystic character. We start off with 10 hit points, and we're going to go ahead and cut to the attempt that we go ahead and get a win here, unless it's a pretty thematic and quick loss. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle up and we will draw up for this attempt against Loki. Now, Loki is one of these scenarios that a lot of people talk about that kind of drags on and isn't really one of their favorites. You know, we have the Infinity Gauntlet here. He has 3 and 3 stats too, so he doesn't, he's not like a slouch either. It's not like he hits for a low amount. He puts out a lot of side schemes, which in solo specifically I can see being annoying because they're not like 3 per player. Like this one starts with 7, which is kind of a lot. I guess one thing I forgot to mention about Loki is that anytime you defeat him, he mills until he finds another side scheme, which is pretty important because you want to make sure when you defeat any versions of the Loki, one, you want to defeat the bad Lokis, that are the ones that are worse than the others, but also two, you need to be able to handle that side scheme that comes out, in my opinion. Okay, so we'll have all of that shuffled up. We'll start on this side here. Wanda Maximoff, superpowered siblings as an action. She can draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards from her hand, draw 2 cards from her deck. And then if Pietro Maximoff is in play, draw 3 instead. Okay. Well, this is a really kind of crazy opener. I don't even think I want to get rid of anything here. I mean, we're open Nick Fury and our Sorcerer Supreme upgrade, so I think we're just going to keep this and go ahead. All right, we're going to flip up here to Scarlet Witch. I guess we could have cycled 2 cards with my ability, but actually, yeah. Before we do that, let's cycle the Hex. No, let's not do that. Let's just flip up. Let's spend 4 resources here for Nick Fury. He's going to enter play. He's going to draw us 3 cards here. 1, 2, and 3. I shouldn't have flipped up because I could have taken advantage of Agatha. Do I take it back or does it make a big difference here? I think I can get down Sorcerer Supreme and Sense of Justice. That might just be better. Get me set up for later turns. Then get boarding. Yeah, I think that should be fine. So let's go ahead and spend these 2 resources here for Sorcerer Supreme. Play only if you have the Mystic trait. We have +1 hand size and hero form. Let's spend these 2 resources to get down Sense of Justice. So now we've got a pretty good setup going here. We're going to go ahead and thwart for 2 off of Warren Asgard. And then we're going to have Nick Fury go ahead and thwart for 2 off of Warren Asgard. He's going to take a consequential damage here. And then I think that's going to be it. We're just going to ready up here and see what we can do. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Should be able to get our kicker off of clear the area here. We have a couple of decent cards in our hand. So let's see what we can do. It's going to go up by 2 because there's an acceleration icon up to 3. Loki's going to attack us for base of 3. We're going to block with Nick Fury. So that's 3, 4. If his attacks as character stun that character, okay, Nick Fury's defeated anyways. So Nick Fury's defeated here. That's gonna proc the Infinity Gauntlet. You are stunned here, so we're gonna go ahead and get a stun status. Then what we want to do is just an encounter card now. First one, Exhaustion. So we're gonna exhaust our identity. It's gonna surge into Infinite Mischief. Shuffle the Infinity Stone deck discard pile into the Infinity Stone deck and reveal the top card. So not too bad, all things considered. Let's just shuffle this up. We did get stunned and exhausted, which does suck, but Wanda has options to kind of get rid of that. So we'll just shuffle all these up and reveal the top card. See what we're dealing with next turn. The Time Stones. This is going to put a lot of threat on the main here, which isn't great, but we will deal with it. Okay, that's to us. What do we want to do? So I think we want to start off by getting speed down here. So we're going to spend a double and a justice double for speed. As a response, after he thwarts, we can ready him once per round. So I think we're going to do that first on the Warren Asgard. Let's thwart it down to 2. And we'll use his response to ready him. Why not? I think we'll spend the Sense of Justice here to create a mentor resource for a thwart event. We'll remove 2 threat from the scheme. We'll clear off Warren Asgard, and if we remove the last threat, we get to draw a card, which is Turn the Tide. I don't think we'll be spending that just yet. So this is going to be defeated. We reveal the top card of the Infinity Stone deck, which is the Mind Stone. And then also, we set him aside with a random Loki villain. So there's 4 here. Let's just roll a dice. See which one it comes out as. 3. So he's going to get swapped in for the 3rd one, which is the one with Retaliate, but he only has 1 attack. Well, I guess 2 with the Infinity Gauntlet. Okay. So then he got readied up there. Let's do... It's a bit interesting. Let's go ahead and do... Yeah, we're going to clear off the main probably. So let's just have speed thwart again down to 1. And then let's spend 1 resource here. I don't really care about turn the tide just yet. It could get rid of our stun though. Let's do clear the area here to just clear that off. To clear the last threat, we get to draw a card. Multitasking, and then we'll just spend 1 to get down a magic shield. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage, discard magic shield and prevent 3 of that damage. So not bad. I think we'll just ready up here and see what we can do. So go up to 1. We'll drop 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chaos magic is so good with an Avengers Mansion in hand. Let's make this hand work. All right. So it's gonna go up by 1. Loki's gonna attack us for a base of 2. We're just gonna take this attack here to the face. 2, 3 damage. Do I want to spend my magic shield? I would say probably, right? Let's just go ahead and spend it. I'll just discard it when we would take any amount of damage, prevent 3 of that damage. Then both of these stones are going to resolve, so we're going to be confused, and also we're going to discard the top 4 cards of our deck and place 1 threat on the main for each different card type. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, only 2 upgrades and 2 events, which means only 2 threat is getting placed on the main here. We have 1 encounter card. Seduced. You cannot make basic attacks or play attack events. And then we have to flip to alter ego in order to get rid of this. Okay. All right. All things considered, that's not too bad. That's back to us. So, yeah, we're going to spend a chaos magic for sure. We're going to play a card from my hand, ignoring its resource cost. Discard cards to the top of the encounter deck equal to its printed cost. So it's going to be 4 here. 2, 3, 4. All of these are just discarded here. We get an Avengers Mansion in play for free, essentially, which is just extremely good for us. Then we want to... I don't want to get flipped down and get rid of this Seduced. I just don't know if it's worth doing. I think we need to get our Sonic Rifle down. Let's draw off Avengers here. Turn the tide. So I do want to use multitasking here, so I think I'm going to thwart to remove my confused. I think I'm going to spend Sense of Justice here on multitasking. We're going to remove 2 threat from a scheme. Just bring this down to 1. I think we'll leave speed up for a turn. We'll spend these 3 resources here for a Sonic Rifle. We can exhaust it and remove a counter. It comes in with 2 counters. And then we can confuse an enemy. So we can just get a pretty free flip down here, I think. We'll spend a counter. We'll flip down. And I think we'll just ready up. Cool. Ready everything up. We're doing really good at building here. We have a big deck as well, so that should be pretty good for us. We have a ton of Hex Bolts. We have Quasar. Yeah, the Hex Bolts could be pretty big here. We can get rid of our stun just by attacking, and we can hopefully get rid of this Seduced. We'll see what we choose to do here. It's going to go up by 1. He's going to try and scheme. He can't. He's confused. We have an encounter card to deal with. Treat ally as enthralled minion. Attach to the ally with the highest cost without this attached. Okay, so speed is going to get taken away from us. So we should have just thwarted there, but that's okay. All right, that's back to us. Let's start off by having an Avengers Mansion draw us a card. Ooh, Quinn Carrier's really good. And we want to get rid of this card if we can, though. So I think we will. We'll spend probably a Hex Bolt and Quasar here. Let's get rid of Seduced. I just don't want to deal with it. I need something to get rid of this ally. I'm trying to think. Should I stay down again? It is a hero action. If I get this Quinn Carrier down, I'm not able to play a Hex Bolt. Do I have any doubles that I can dig for here? I'm trying to see. 1, 2, 3. I don't have any doubles that would kind of fix this even a little. He only's hitting me for 1. So maybe I just take the 1 and do we just opt not to get the Quinn carrier down? I think probably, right? I think just playing Daredevil is just better here. Yeah. We'll spend 4 resources here. I don't think there's any point in digging with spiritual. No, I think there might be. If we want to keep our Quinn carrier in hand. So let's try and dig for some justice doubles. Let's flip up here. Let's see, did we find any of our justice doubles yet? We found 1. Man, it's just like really greedy to dig for cards. Let's try it anyway. Maybe something new comes up. So we're gonna draw 2 cards here by spending a spiritual meditation and choose and discard a card from our hand. We could do Magic Shield, Tank from Loki. I just think getting an ally down is just always better. We could do a Mockingbird. Might be better than Daredevil here. And then we can keep 1 in hand for Quinn carrier. Yeah, that's probably better. We'll spend these 3 resources here. Let's get on Mockingbird. Let's go ahead and stun this Loki just to keep him slowed down. Just something we don't have to worry about. We'll keep the Quinn carrier in hand because I'm a bit greedy. We'll go 1 damage here into speed. And we will thwart for 2 off of the main. And I think we'll just ready up. Mockingbird's going to take a consequential here. We'll take 1 damage from speed here, but I don't think that's a huge deal. We'll drop 5, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Okay. Skilled Investigator is pretty big too. So go up by 1. Loki's going to try and attack us. He cannot. And then he's going to attack us for 1, so we'll go down to 9 first damage of the game. And counter card, Madness on Midgard. When revealed, reveal the top card of the Infinity Stone deck. And then swap Loki with the random set aside Loki villain. Okay, so that's going to come in with 6 per player threat. All right, that's back to us. Sorry, 5 per player with a hinder 1. Okay, I think we definitely want to get... What's it called? We definitely want to defeat speed here. We definitely want to get down Quinn carrier. Let's just start off with a draw of Avengers here. Warp reality. I'm not sure if we really care about that right now. I think we'll have a lot of allies coming up. Yeah, I'm gonna agree for it. We're gonna spend 3 here for the Quinn carrier. I just really love the economy, and he's not putting a ton of threat on the board right now. Which I enjoy. Let's go ahead and spend the Power of Justice here for Heroic Intuition and also get down a Skilled Investigator. So many things on the board to help us out. We will have Mockingbird go ahead and swing for 1 on speed here. That's going to go ahead and knock him out. Maybe we flip down here just so we can keep the Confuse lock and whatnot going. Probably, right? So we'll just thwart for 3 here. Which is pretty cool. And then we'll use our last charge on this to confuse him. And that's going to remove this, so it'll go back in the shuffle. And we should have a ton of cards coming up. Hopefully he doesn't get like a ton of... I mean, if he gets a ton of schemes, hopefully you get one of our thwarting cards to deal with it. But we're just doing a ton of setup here. And then we're going to flip down, and yeah, everything's readied up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay, we have a good amount of thwarting in our hand. We're going to get an encounter card here. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I feel like Justice in this scenario specifically, I wouldn't really know if I'd say it's required, but it seems pretty close to required. He just has a ton of schemes in solo specifically that have really high threat thresholds. I feel like a lot of heroes, if they don't have really good innate thwarting, can struggle pretty badly with it. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2 more. 5 and 6. Daredevil, ooh, Agatha is not bad here. Just to get it on the table, kind of searches another card for us because we are alter ego. It's not bad at all. Okay, let me just... I feel like my cards are falling out of the sleeves a tad. All right, it's going to go up to 2. He's going to try and scheme. He can't. He's confused. And now we have 2 encounter cards here. So the first one, Loki with toughness. After he attacks and damages a character, stun that character. So 4 attack is crazy here. Next one, you are stunned. If you're already stunned, place 2 threat on the main scheme. Okay, so let's say I can go up to 4. All right, I'm glad I didn't get rid of that stun. That's back to us. Okay, what do we want to do here? Let's spend 1 for Agatha here. I don't think we're playing Turn the Tide this turn. Let's exhaust Agatha, and we'll look at the top 3 cards of our deck, add one of those to our hand, and place the other 3 at the bottom in any order. We have Clear the Area, Genius. We probably want the Genius here and put these other ones at the bottom. Let's put Clear the Area at the top. All right, that's not too bad. Lofi's got a ton of damage here, but hopefully we can find a way to deal with that. I think we want to get Daredevil down. Clear the Area could have gotten us a draw, I just realized, but I think we're okay. Let's draw off Avengers, see if we get into anything interesting here. Molecular Decay. That could be pretty good for knocking out Lofi here, which I think we probably will end up doing. And then I didn't put a ready or exhaust token on this one. So let's flip up here. We didn't really take much damage. We have 3 thwarting. Still stunned, but we actually, if we want to spend Molecular Decay, we actually do have to attack here. So I think we will just attack. Do I even have enough to do it? Let me think. Well, first let's start off like clearing the side schemes. Let's do Sense of Justice here for Zone of Silence. We're going to choose a scheme, discard up to 4 cards from the top of my deck. We'll choose this one. We'll discard 3 cards, 2, 3. The Chaos Magic being gone sucks. That is going to clear Madness on Midgard. When defeated, we're going to reveal the top card of the Infinity Stone deck. And then also we swap them with a random set aside Loki. Let's just shuffle 4. So let's just shuffle these up. It'll be the bottom one after they're shuffled a bit. So this one's going to come in. This one has Stalwart, but he has a low scheme stat. Okay. So they've been shuffling around a bit. I haven't been doing a ton in terms of dealing damage. We do have Lofi here. Oh wait, we get to get a draw off of Skilled Investigator because we cleared a side scheme. Ooh, I think that changes our turn in a really major way. It does. So on these 2 doubles here, let's get down Daredevil. Daredevil's going to come in and he's going to thwart for 2 off of the main. Whenever he thwarts, we'll use his response to deal 1 damage to an enemy. It's going to go ahead and break Lofi's Tough here, which is super good for us. Yeah, I think we're just going to hit a Molecular Decay. We're not even going to mess with the R&D of Hexbolt. Spend the Quinn Carrier. Oh, sorry, we need to attack first. Break our stun. Spend the Quinn Carrier and these 2 resources from Molecular Decay. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. Discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. For each boost icon, add additional damage. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I was technically 10 damage, but that's okay. I didn't want to deal with him anyways. Lofi is gone. Cool, and we're going to leave Mockingbird up just to block for us, and that's going to be that. Oh, that's awesome. All right, we're gonna drop 6 cards here. So board state seems to be into a really... Board state seems to really be under our control. We do have an encounter card cancel with Warp Reality here as well, so it should be a pretty successful turn. It's gonna go up to 3. He's gonna attack us for a base of 3 here. Ooh, discard an ally, upgrade, or support. It's probably gonna be Agatha. Yeah, after when he resolves his stone. So it'll be 3. Discard the top card of the Infinity Stone deck. Apply its boost icons as if it were a boost card. So what is that? 3, 4, 5, 6 damage into Mockingbird. She's defeated. Then the Infinity Stone is going to resolve, which is discard an ally, upgrade, or support you control. Let's just get rid of Agatha. That's fine. And then we have one encounter card to deal with, which is Master Plan. Place 4 threat on each side scheme or mill until we find a... I don't think I want to find a side scheme. Let's do a Warp Reality. Counter cards removed from the counter deck. Cancel all of its effects and discard it. Yeah, we'll spend a Quinn Carrier to cancel that. And we discard 2 boost icons up to the number of cards. So we discard Shadow of the Past in his helmet. And we'll cancel Master Plan. Okay. That's back to us. Cool. What do we want to do here? I think we're going to start attacking. Let's draw off Avengers first. Hex Bolt. Okay, that's not bad. Maybe we just Hex Bolted out first. Let's do a Hex Bolt first. Spend these 2 resources. We're going to discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. For each card discarded this way, deal with the boost icons. So I'm not actually sure how this acts with her interrupt. But we're just going to figure out because I haven't used it the whole game. So 0. So 1 is remove 2 threat from a scheme. I don't think I mind that. 1 is remove 2 threat from a scheme. I think we'll try and mill another one to change that effect. 0 is deal 2 damage for an enemy. So I guess we'll mill 1 more. We'll use our interrupt. When a boost icon on an encounter card would be counted, discard the top card. It would be 2, which is draw a card. So we're going to remove 2 threat, draw a card, and then remove 2 threat, draw a card, and then deal 2 damage to an enemy. I'm not sure how the timing on that actually resolves, but I don't think it should change it that much. We can finally deal our first damage of the game here, down to 18. We also do get to draw a card into Quasar. I don't think that's super crazy here. Let's gonna resolve that. Let's go ahead and just spend... Do I want a Magic Shield or do I want Jessica Jones? Do I want Quasar? I mean, Quasar is damage, right? And I think we probably need it. So let's keep Quasar in hand. Let's spend 3 for Jessica Jones. Yeah. And then let's just swing for 2, 4, 5 damage into Loki. So we'll do 5 to him. Bring him down to 13. They'll take a consequential. And then I think that'll be it. We'll just ready up. Cool. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we got some thwarting. We got a Magic Shield. We got Nick Fury. A couple things we can do this turn for sure. All right. So I'm going to go up to Loki. He's going to thwart, attack for base of 4. Let's block with Daredevil. Give Loki an additional boost card and a tough status. So that's 4, 5, 6. Daredevil's defeated, and he's going to get a tough here. And then we got an encounter card to deal with. Advance. So he's going to scheme with a base of... Oh, sorry. He activated, so I think we might be... Are we an Infinity Stone behind? I don't think so. Still Soul Stone. Okay. So he's going to heal 3 here. He's going to advance for a base of 2, 3, 4. Bring the main up to 6. And then that's going to proc the Soul Stone. So he's going to heal 3 damage and get a boost card. So he's back up to 16. He's going to get this face down boost card. Okay. I think that's everything resolved. So it's back to us. Okay. So what do we want to do? I think we want to get our crest down for sure. It just helps with a lot of the encounter cards we've got coming up. Let's draw off Avengers first. Spiritual meditation. Let's spend a spiritual meditation here. Draw 2 cards and discard 1 card from our hand. Let's get rid of the magic shield, I guess. I don't really know why I did that. It's not super important. Let's spend 1, 2, 3, and then Quinn Carrier 4 resources to play Nick Fury. He'll draw us 3 cards here. 1, 2, and 3. Gotta clear the area. If we get this thwart, this main scheme low, it could be pretty good. Which you probably will. We can ready Quicksilver. What do we want to do? Let's do so I think we'll want to do this first. So let's spend these 3 resources here to play down Quasar. After he enters play, remove 1 threat from each scheme, so it'll drop down to 5. Let's go ahead and thwart for 3 because we have an increased thwart stat. It's going to bring it to 2. Go do a Sense of Justice for clear the area, remove 2 threat. If removes the last threat, we can go ahead and draw a card here into a Sonic Rifle. Okay, so that's the main down to 0. Now we can start swinging, I think, and probably getting our crest down, even though I'd like to start hex bolting. Spend these 2. Let's get down our crest here so we can change our boost icons up or down once a turn. And yeah, we'll just swing for 2. That'll break this tough. And I'll take a consequential. We'll swing for 2 with Jessica and then 2 with Nick. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 left. And then Nick will take a consequential, but he's going to block first anyway, and that's cool. We'll just ready up here. Alright, got 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, about to deck out here again soon. But we got Turn the Tides, Hex Bolts, and whatnot. So we've got things we can do. Alright, it's going to go back to Loki. It's going to go up to 1. He's going to activate against us for a base of 4. We'll block with Nick Fury. That's 4. 5, and then yeah, stun that character. So it's like 5 damage here. Nick Fury's defeated. This top card of the Infinity Stone deck gets revealed, and these get shuffled up. So this one is the You Are Stunned, which is okay because we don't do a ton of actual attacking. Most of it comes from the Hex Bolt. Okay. And then we got 1 encounter card to deal with. Slipping Sanity. You may flip to alter ego form. We'll exhaust it, and yeah, we'll exhaust ourselves and remove this from the game. All right. So that one's out of the game. All right, that's back to us. So we got 2 cards left in deck here. We're exhausted. Probably want to leave a block up just for Loki's activation. I mean, yeah, there's not a ton to be done here. We could just do a spiritual meditation. Let's just draw these last 2 cards. Oh yeah, I remember. We never shuffled our deck once, which is crazy. We could just get some damage done. Let's just discard to clear the area. That's gonna... I don't think this goes into the shuffle, so that'll stay in the discard. He's gonna give us an encounter card, though. And we'll shuffle up here. We can actually start playing these Turn the Tides, it looks like, because we're going to thwart off this main, so we'll be able to deal 6 damage to him, which isn't bad in the slightest. Get that shuffled. Still shuffling. Cool. Alright. We'll just flip up. There's no reason not to. We're basically at full health, so we'll flip up here. Let's draw off Avengers Mansion. Clear the area. Let's just use our Sense of Justice for clear the area. We're going to take the last threat off a scheme. And that means we're able to draw a card. We drew into another spiritual meditation. And since we removed, since that's a thwart, and we thwarted with our hero, after your hero thwarts and removes all threat from a scheme, deal 3 damage to an enemy. Both of these go in the response window. So we'll be dealing 6 damage to Loki here, bringing him from 12 all the way down to 6. Okay, so that's that. We could Hex Bolt, but it's probably a better idea to get speed down. Maybe not. Let's just do a spiritual meditation here. Let's draw 2 cards and discard 1. Let's discard multitasking here. Maybe we keep speed in our hand and we just start doing some Hex Bolt shenanigans. Or we keep the double for next turn. Just spend speed here. That might be better. Spend 1 resource. Let's just get down a magic shield, just some insurance policy. Let's do a Quinn carrier and 1 resource for a Hex Bolt. I'm going to discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck for each boost icons. Again, I'm not really sure how this is counted, but let's do the first one. So 1 is removing threat, right? So we probably want to lower this to a 0 when boost icons on an encounter card are counted, increase or decrease. So let's say this one's a 0. The next one is a 4. So we can place a status card on a character. And then the last one is 2. Let's use our ability to mill an additional 1 to replace this 2. It's a 0. So we're dealing 4 damage, and then we're putting a status card on a character. He has Stalwart, so we're dealing 4 damage and putting a status card. So let's do 4 to him. And let's just give ourselves a tough here. We're keeping the double in hand. I just realized I probably should have kept speed, but that's all right. We're not going to flip him just yet. So let's just actually pass like this and see what happens. We'll drop 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, this is kind of what I was worried about. We don't have a ton of thwarting in our hand right now. Okay, it's going to go up by 1. Loki's going to go ahead and attack us here with a base of 4. Let's just block with Jessica here. 4 damage, she's defeated. Then it's going to resolve the Power Stone here, which says we are stunned. So we get stunned, and we have 1 encounter card to deal with. Oh, sorry, 2 encounter cards. First one, you are stunned. If you're already stunned, take 2 damage. Okay, so it's just going to break our tough. And then next one, Slipping Sanity. Let's exhaust and remove this from the game. I don't think this actually gets shuffled back in, though, because the last card got dealt, so this would have shuffled. I don't really have an idea how good or bad that is in comparison to the rest of the encounter deck, but it's just something I thought I'd mention. So you can put any side scheme back into play. It's pretty bad if it's the extra encounter card one, but I'm hoping it won't be. Just shuffling up here. So the threat on the main is going to start ticking up a little bit more, but we can defeat one of the Stalwart Lokis, which should be pretty good for us. All right. Cool. And I think that's to us. So we're going to start off. We're still stunned here. Let's do an Avengers Mansion here to draw a card. Okay, these doubles actually don't help us very much. I think before we freak out, we're just going to have... Let's just have Quasar knock him out. So this is going to defeat this Loki. So we have 1 Loki defeated. So when he's defeated, let's just put it on here. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a side scheme is discarded. Reveal that side scheme. So Open the Bifrost is going to come in. This is the one that I didn't want to see. Comes in with 4 threat. Has an extra. It's 3 and hinder +1. And also we reveal 1 set aside Loki villain here. So let's see. Just roll a dice here. 4. Always 4. This one has Retaliate and Victory 1. Okay. We need to get some thwarting if possible here. So let's see. She's gonna have 20 health as well. Cool. Let's go ahead and flip up Scarlet Witch. Let's spend a spiritual meditation here. We're looking for some thwarting. Oh, why was this on the side? I don't think that should have shuffled back in anyways, but we draw two. Oh no, this is pretty bad. What do we want? I guess we can just discard this one. It doesn't super matter. Okay, we need this Hex Bolt to kind of go crazy, it looks like. So let's go ahead and spend this double for a Hex Bolt. We need to see some thwarting here, so we need to see some twos. So this is a two. This is a good start. So that's two thwart, right? Oh, sorry. Two is draw a card. Oh, I think I read that completely wrong the other turn. Uh-oh. Yeah, I did. I guess they're not being counted yet, so we'll go. This is also draw a card, and this one is thwart for two. Okay, so I think we're okay anyway. So we'll just change one of them to a one, and so that'll thwart for four. So this will be a one. This will be a one. This is a two. Yeah, I think I messed up the numbers on one of them. Hopefully that's not a huge difference. Forgive me from earlier. Okay. So yeah, one of the twos is draw a card, and then it's I did 2-1, so remove that. So we're just go ahead and clear this completely. So when defeated, we're gonna reveal the top card of the Infinity Stone deck, which is the Reality Stone, and then also we're gonna swap Loki with a random set aside villain. So it'll be we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 5. So that'll be the third card. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So whatever the third one is. This one is Loki's attacks gain piercing. So this is the one that's going to come in against us. But we did clear that, which means we can actually exhaust Skilled Investigator after side scheme is defeated to draw a card here to another molecular decay. We're stunned here, which is also kind of rough. Yeah, we didn't get any thwarting. So we probably just want to do 2 molecular decays. I feel like there's not really a reason not to. Actually, probably better than that. We can do these 3 for molecular decay. That's going to break our stun. And then we can do, we'll keep a molecular decay in hand. Let's spend our Quinn Carry to get down on Magic Shield. We're only doing this because we're having the Reality Stone proc this next turn. I hope I'm keeping track of the Infinity Stones. There's so much in this scenario. I think we're good, though. We'll just pass it back there. So we'll just put it like this. We'll draw out 4 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nick Fury, Warp Reality. Okay, we have really good cards in our hand here. It's going to go up to 3. He's going to attack us for a base of 3. Let's block this. 4, 5. Quasar's defeated. That's going to trigger the Reality Stone. Discard an ally or an upgrade. Let's get rid of a Magic Shield we paid for last round. And then we have an encounter card here. Warren Asgard. Comes in with 7. Do I want to deal with this? Do I want a 7 threat scheme? Let's say we get a draw. How much can we realistically do? We can do this off multitasking. Yeah, we'll take it. That's fine. It'll come back in with 7. Okay. Cool. That's back to us. So let's go ahead and spend our Quinn Carrier here to just spend that mental resource here. Remove 2 threat from a scheme if you paid using a wild or a mental, which we'll declare it as. Remove 2 threat from a different one. Drop this down to 1. Drop this one down to 5. Let's draw off of Avengers Mansion here. Zone of Silence. That's not bad. But I don't think we'll actually end up playing it. I think we'll just do for 4 here. Play down the Nick Fury. He's going to draw us 3 cards. 2 and 3. Turn the Tide I do like a lot. So we'll thwart for 2 off of here, and then 3 with Scarlet Witch, and we'll clear that completely. And we'll also spend a resource or turn the tide after we... Oh, yeah, after we remove all threat from a scheme, deal 3 damage, bring this Loki down to 17. This one is going to reveal the Infinity Stone when defeated. And then also, it's going to set aside random Loki villain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. So it's going to be the middle one, whichever one that ends up as. It's one that he can't take damage while there's side schemes in play. And he has the most balanced stats. Nick Fury's going to take a consequential here. Alright. And then also when a side scheme's defeated, we can draw off Skilled Investigator. Do us into a Mockingbird. I do like Mockingbird, but I don't think we can play her right now. I would like to push damage here. Oh, this is tough. Let's do... We could just Hex Bolt. Or sorry, we could just Molecular Decay. I think we will just do that. Usually I'd play it safe and keep the Mockingbird, but let's Molecular Decay here. We'll deal 5 to an enemy. Discard the top 2 cards. Oh, so that's 1, 2, 3. And then this would be a 0. So let's use our ability here. Discard an additional one. Okay. And we'll also use our crest to bump it up by 1. So the Molecular Decay is going to be 3 for 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do 9 damage here to Loki. There's no side schemes in play, so that should bring him down to 8 health here. And that should be okay for us. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and ready everything up. We still have a... Oh, I didn't even realize we still have this magic shield from earlier. So that's just a bit more protection for us here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chaos Magic. Chaos Magic's pretty good. Considering the cards we have in our hand. We can get a Daredevil down for free. Play a Hex Bolt. Maybe Sonic Rifle it up. Should be pretty cool. Okay. Everything's readied up. It's going to go up 2-3. Loki's going to attack us for base of 3. We'll block. Nick Fury's defeated. That's going to resolve the Time Stone. Oh, we're going to get 2 encounter cards here. Discard the top 4 cards of our deck. I think we only have 3 left. So upgrade, event, and resource. So that's 3 threat on the main. Up to 6. We were decking out, so now we have 2 encounter cards to deal with, which is a bit nasty. I wasn't expecting it this turn, but I think we should be alright. Shuffling up here. Alright, got that shuffled. 2 encounter cards. First one. Casket of Ancient Winters. When revealed, reveal the top card of the Infinity Stone. Okay, yeah, same thing. Hinder. Exhaustion. Oh, okay. We're exhausting our identity. It's going to surge into Shadow of the Past. We have no treachery cancels here, so okay. That's going to be our Nemesis minion and side scheme entering play. Shuffling these 2 cards. After Luminous activates against you, discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Increase the number of boost icons on each encounter card by 1. That's going to come with 2 threat. Shuffle these 2 cards into the deck. Now it's going to be back to us. So I usually wouldn't mind if it wasn't an exhaustion into Shadow of the Past. It's got to be like one of the worst feeling combinations in the game. But we're still doing all right. A lot of threat is being placed though, which is a bit scary, but I think we should be okay here. Alright, what is immediately pressing for our attention? So I think we can start with clear the area, just spend our sense of justice here. Let's just clear off the next evolution, because it just gives us a draw. Into a Molecular Decay. Which could be really good just to clear off Luminous here, but we still need to deal with the threat on the main. Luminous is really scary though. I think I want to do a Chaos Magic here. Let's just get down Daredevil. So we'll just play him for free and discard the top 4 cards of the encounter deck. Okay, so Daredevil's going to go ahead and enter. Oh, also we get to exhaust Skilled Investigator because we cleared a side scheme, which is pretty good. So we do have Daredevil here. Let's go ahead and thwart for 2 off of the main. Let's use his response here to deal 1 damage. We can't actually deal it to Loki because there's a side scheme out. So we'll deal damage here. Oh, we can draw off Avengers that I didn't take. Multitasking is not bad. I think we do have to just molecular decay, or do we hex bolt? I think we hex bolt here. So let's spend 1 for that, 1 for here, and let's hex bolt it up. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. So what is this, a 2? 2 draws us a card. We can either make that to remove 2 threat from a scheme, or we can place a status card on a character. I think we'll keep it at a 2. A 0 is deal 2 damage to an enemy. Then a 2 is draw 1 card. I'm fine with drawing 2 and dealing 2 damage. So let's discard all these. Deal 2 damage here. We get to draw 2 cards. Okay. This definitely changes things. We hit a Nick Fury here, which gives us a block and some tempo back in our favor. I think we'll spend these 4 resources here. Let's play down Nick Fury. Gonna draw us 3 cards. 2 and 3. Oh boy, we need to find some stuff with spiritual meditation. But we do get to swing for 2 on Luminous here. Let's go ahead and knock her out. Which is pretty cool. We don't have to deal with that kind of nasty effect she had going. So now we just have threat to deal with, it looks like. Let's spend the spiritual meditation here. Draw 2 and discard 1. Draw 2 and discard 1. Okay, let's discard Turn the Tide. Let's do another spiritual meditation. Draw 2, discard 1. Let's get rid of the Turn the Tide. Let's do a Hex Bolt here. I'm going to discard some more cards. So 1 is remove 2 threat. I'm fine with that. 0 is deal 2 damage. Let's increase that to a 1. So that's another 2 threat. And this is also another 2 threat. So all 3 of those will remove threat. So that's fine with me. We'll do 6 thwart here. I think both advances are in the discard pile. Are they? There's 1 there. Okay, I think both advances are there. So let's just do for 6 off of this one. We're going to reveal the top card of the Infinity Stone deck. And then also the Loki goes to a random set aside one. So we're going to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. It's a 3, so it's going to be the middle one. Let's go ahead and shuffle them up. Okay, it's the one with Retaliate that comes in here. And that's going to be that. We're going to ready everything up. That was a pretty successful turn. I think we'll keep both of the Power and Justices in hand and just get going. Okay, 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, Mockingbird, ton of magic shields. All right, this is going to go up to 7, I'm pretty sure. Threat is a bit scary here, but I think we'll be okay. Let's block with Nick Fury on this one. So that's 2 damage. 3, Nick Fury's defeated. It's going to trigger the stone. It's going to heal him for 3. It's going to get a face down boost card. So you can go back up to 11 and get a boost card here. Now we've got 1 encounter card. A Natural Storm. Exhaust each ally in play, and then heroes and allies cannot be readied by player effect. So it's going to come in with 2 per player threat. Okay, that's back to us. All right, so we have a really good use of this multitasking here. Let's draw off Avengers first, see if we draw to clear the area. It's just a Hex Bolt, which isn't a big deal. Let's do our Sense of Justice here to pay for multitasking. Since we use a science, we can do 2 from here, then 2 off the main. Really good value. Because we cleared a side scheme, we're able to draw off Skilled Investigator. Oh, wait. This one doesn't swap Loki, though. It does not. Okay, we have to draw off Skilled Investigator here into a Jessica Jones. Yeah, and then we're just going to get, I guess, Hex Bolting, probably. There's not a ton other we can really do. Let's spend a Power of Justice here. And I guess Quinn Carrier to get down Jessica Jones. Actually, I don't think we'll do Jessica there. I think we'll do these two instead, and the Quinn Carrier to get down Mockingbird. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll stun Loki here. And then we'll do just a Hex Bolt, I guess. Yeah, we'll do a Hex Bolt here. We're going to discard 3 cards. 2 is draw a card. 0 is deal 2 damage. 0 is deal 2 damage. So we'll draw a card and deal 4 damage. I'm fine with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 7. And we get to draw to a strength. Can't really do much with that. Let's just thwart for 1 off the main. Down to 4. And then let's thwart for 3. Down to 1. Alright, we're making progress here. Got like one, basically only 1 Loki left, but let's just ready up. Okay. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Cool. That's back to Loki. It's going to go up to 3. He's going to try and activate against us. He cannot because he's stunned. We have 1 encounter card to deal with. Caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. It's got to be the magic shield that's just been laying around. And okay, that's back to us. Alright, so that was really good for us. Let's do... We want to play Jessica Jones for sure. But we want a Hex Bolt as well. So let's start off with the Hex Bolt. Because we want to deal some damage here because we don't want to take this Retaliate if possible. Let's spend 2 for a Hex Bolt. Discard the top 3 cards. So that's 2 damage. 4 damage is like place a status, right? And then, okay. So we'll place a tough on ourselves. We'll use our crest to lower this down to 0. So we're dealing 4 damage. It's not an attack, so we don't take a retaliate, and we'll get a tough. So let's deal 4 here. Bring him down to 3 health. And we get a tough here. Then I'm going to go ahead and thwart for 3 off of the main. Since I cleared all the threat off the main, that'll trigger my Turn the Tide. After your hero thwarts, remove all threat from the scheme. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. That's our second Loki defeated here. I'll go up to 2. I'm pretty sure he still keeps the boost card though, so we'll shuffle up. There's only 3 Lokis left. And then let's roll it. I don't know if that came on the screen. 3, it's just going to be the middle one. This one is Loki's attacks gain piercing. And then also when he's defeated, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a side scheme is discarded. Reveal that side scheme. Oh, there are no side schemes left, so it actually does not trigger, which is really good for us because now we can just swing on him. He has no retaliate. He didn't get a side scheme in. His main scheme's at 0, so this should be the end of the road for him. And again, I was a bit scared about this scenario, but I think Scarlet Witch has more than enough tools to kind of handle this like mystic menace, so to say. Cool. Let's go back up to 20, and now, yeah, we just get free reign to just keep on playing here. We'll do, I guess we'll keep Quasar in hand probably. We'll just swing for 2, swing for 1. Oh, sorry, she should be at 2. He should be at 2. So that's 3 damage there, down to 17. And then I guess we can, do we even care about the draw? Sure, let's draw. Clear the area. Doesn't really make a difference. We'll just keep it in hand. We'll do a Quinn Carrier and then this double to play down Jessica Jones. She'll swing for 2 again. Bringing Loki down to 15, and that hopefully should be all she wrote here. All right, we're gonna ready everything up. Drop 4 more cards. 2, 3. Got a Molecular Decay. We've got Quicksilver. Some good cards in our hand. Okay. Back to Loki. This is gonna go up to 3. I think I might have been increasing it like it was multiplayer, but yeah, it's gonna go up to 3. He's gonna attack us. He has 2 boosts here. We'll block with Mockingbird. So he's at base of 3 here. He has this boost card. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mockingbird takes that 7 for us. And then we have 1 encounter card here. Madness on Midgard. Reveal the top card of the Infinity Stone deck and swap Loki with a random set aside Loki villain. Okay, do we actually deal with that, or we just go for the win? Did we defeat the one that side schemes? We did not defeat the one that takes no damage when there's side schemes in play, which is scary. Do we have a significant chance at hitting 15 damage here? What do we have in hand? Because that really does depend on what we go for this turn. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As long as Molecular Decay doesn't completely whiff, we should have it here. So I think I'm pretty comfortable with going for the win. Okay, it's back to us. Let's do an Avengers Mansion here to draw a card. Warp Reality is some ways to, I guess, protect us a bit. Let's do these 3 and then Quinn Carrier. Let's do Molecular Decay. His attacks have piercing, so that's fine. Deal 5 damage, discard the top 2 cards. So we're dealing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we'll increase it by 1. So we'll deal 10 damage to him with that Molecular Decay. It's going to bring him down from 15 down to 5, because it was 5 plus 4 boost icons plus 1 from the crown. So now we only have to do 5 damage to him, which we already have on board. But, oh no, we don't have enough to even play Quicksilver. That would have been a pretty thematic ending. That's okay. We'll spend 3 resources here. Play down Quasar. He removes 1 threat from each scheme, but we can't remove because of the crisis. Be 2, 4, 6, and then she'll swing 7 damage, bringing Loki from 5 down to 0. Boom, that is Loki completed for Marvel Rewind, and that is the end of the Mad Titan Shadow Box. That was crazy. That was a ton of fun, but Loki flipping around. He didn't activate a single one of his most annoying cards, in my opinion. Scarlet Witch is just discarding a lot of the cards. The Trickster, right? This is a really annoying card that he has a ton of extra activations. He never really flipped a lot of the Enchantress or Frost Giant stuff, so clean game, all things considered. Yeah, Wanda was crazy strong, but I don't really know how I feel about her gimmick of discarding the encounter cards. I mean, this is never even close to that high when I usually play solo, but it was definitely a bit interesting and also fun. But let's go ahead and talk about the deck list right now. Okay, so here we are at the table with Scarlet Witch. Now, what is there to say about this character? So this is a character that I wasn't sure how I would feel coming back to revisit her. I played her a little bit at the very beginning of my time playing Marvel Champions, and I thought she was fun, but I don't really know if I'd say she clicked with me very well. Even on the second replay, I understand that she is fun. Like, I find what she does fun, and I think she's powerful, but I think she kind of goes against how I like to play the game. She discards so much from the encounter deck, which is a good and bad thing, because sometimes you get rid of really nasty stuff, like Shadow of the Past is gone, all the expert set stuff is gone, Loki's extra activations, him never having a single one the entire game. There are really good positives, but also there's a lot of negatives. We hit +2 on the main scheme acceleration icon in solo. Imagine if you're playing this in like multiplayer, you're milling through that encounter deck so fast. It's just kind of really scary, and I'm not sure if her power is really up there enough to kind of warrant that amount of encounter deck thinning. There's one card that everyone always points to, like, oh, Hexbolt's crazy, and I agree that the card is very strong, because sometimes it can just completely refund you. It can draw you 2 more cards just digging into your deck, and then do a little bit of thwarting, do a stunner or confuse or some sort of status. It is a very strong card, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that hook is big enough for me to play a character like this. Regardless, I did enjoy this game that I just played, and I enjoyed the thematics of the matchup, and I thought she was really strong. Chaos Magic is just an insanely powerful card. If there was any way to like recycle cards in this deck, it would be crazy. We were able to play on Avengers Mansion, I think, for 0 cost because of this. And then another time around, we were able to play like Daredevil for 0 cost. It's just an extremely good card, and the reason why we're kind of trending towards kind of like really high stuff on the Justice side other than the event package. Let's get into the deck proper, starting with the basic side. We're on the 3 basic double resources. These don't really need any explanation. They're just super good. For our events, we're on 3 Spiritual Meditation. Now, these debuted actually with Scarlet Witch. They're just extremely good if you have the Mystic trait. Play only if your identity has a Mystic trait as an action, so it's not alter ego or hero. You can just draw 2 cards and then choose and discard a card from your hand. Essentially, you're just cycling 2 cards in your hand for 2 cards from your deck, or whatever order you play it, draw 2 and discard 1. It's like a net neutral and like card advantage, but it helps you see more options. It's insanely strong, and almost every single Mystic wants to play the max number of copies because it just gives you so many more options on your turns. There was a mid-turn in the middle there where I was just clogged up on a bunch of resources and double resources, that finding those spiritual meditations found me cards I could actually spend those resources on, which is pretty important. If we're looking at our supports and upgrades here, we're on the Sorcerer Supreme. Again, this came with Doctor Strange, the only copy that was printed in the game still up until this point. Play only if your hero has the Mystic trait. You get +1 hand size while in hero form. This is absolutely crazy. It's like an Avengers Mansion that costs 2 instead of 4, and then you can also play Avengers Mansion, and you can also play Quinn Carrier. We got this on the first turn, and we were just drawing 6 every turn for the rest of the game. We rarely even went alter ego, unless we had to confuse, because she had good survivability with the allies, the economy, everything like that. 2 core box GOAT basic allies. We're still on Mockingbird, we're still on Nick Fury. There's still not a ton of proliferation of Stalwart. Loki did have some versions with it, but Mockingbird just really buys us a turn in solo in a major way, and it's pretty important to keep that pressure off of us. Nick Fury also just refunds himself, probably best ally in the game. Nothing really more needs to be said there. Let's get into the Justice part of the deck. So we're on the 2 Justice doubles. This may seem kind of interesting considering we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 targets on the Justice side that are less than 2 cost, but I think it was worth playing just for these initial upgrades and supports here, and also the ally packages all being above 1 cost. So I felt like it was worth. I never did the math. I don't run the numbers on stuff like this. When I was playing it felt pretty good, so we're just gonna go with that. Speaking of Justice events, yeah, we basically stuffed in all the good stuff, Justice cards that we could in this deck. Turn the Tide in solo is very fun, and it's an archetype really only capable to be done in solo. After your hero thwarts removes all threat from the scheme, deal 3 damage to an enemy. 0 for 3, or I guess like 1 card for 3 is just extremely good. You saw there was one turn where we removed all the threat, and since the response window is open, we played 2 of these. We spent 2 cards to deal 6 damage. It's just really good. It's really good for her to get some damage because her kit can be kind of lacking. Not really with the molecular, disintegrations or whatnot, but you can find sometimes you have awkward turns where you have no damage, just a ton of thwart in hand. Speaking of, we're on triple clear the area and triple multitasking. These are kind of like the same card in different fonts. This one is 1 for 2 threat removal if it removes the last draw card, so it kind of refunds itself, and it combos really well with Sense of Justice. This one also combos really well with Sense of Justice because it removes 2 threat from a scheme. And if you paid with a mental resource, you remove 2 threat from a different scheme. For Loki specifically, his entire encounter deck feels like it's side schemes. So this is just a really good 1 for 4 threat removal consistently throughout the course of the game. And I feel like it got a lot of value. Then we're on the 1 Zone of Silence, just a Mystic specific card that you can only have 1 copy per deck. As a hero action, choose a scheme, discard 4 cards from the top of your deck. I'll remove 1 threat from that scheme for each card discarded this way. It's just another 1 for 4 thwarting, but off of 1 scheme instead of 2 separate ones. Just really good value. The discarding off your deck is worth just the 1 for 4 because it's a ton. There's a lot of flexibility there. We're getting into our Justice ally lineup here. So we're on Daredevil, Speed, Quasar, and Jessica Jones. I just wanted to play really high costed Justice ally, also allies that could do a lot of damage, because I don't know, I really felt like we would be lacking for really big burst turns because Hexbolt can be kind of RNG, and molecular disintegration or whatever doesn't it's kind of expensive, so it's kind of hard to play multiple in a turn. So these guys were here to supplement our damage output. Speed had a thing where after he thwarts, you can ready him, so we can kind of store up some threat if there was nothing on the board. Quasar, when he enters play, he removes 1 threat from each scheme. Jessica Jones gets +1 thwart for every side scheme, so she could get up to maybe 3 thwart if he had a ton in play. Daredevil is just a classic card. When after he thwarts, we just deal a damage to an enemy. If we're looking at our final part of the deck list, we're on our upgrades and supports here. 1 Skilled Investigator, this is a no-brainer, max once per player. Hero response after side scheme is defeated, exhausted, and draw a card. Just banking this early in the game. All the side schemes were defeated. We probably got like 4 or 5 draws off of it. It just more than made up for that initial tempo hit. Heroic Intuition, classic core bucks card, turning her 2 threat into 3. It's just really good even without readies. Sense of Justice, you input 2 resources into this, and it's a consistent resource generator for all the 1 cost thwart events we have, which is we have 7 of. really good value throughout the course of the game. We're on double sonic rifle here, mostly because Loki can have high scheming turns, and if he's not on the stalwart one, this is really good to just bank a confuse and let us flip down. Because of the Sorcerer Supreme, she doesn't get so much off of a flip down like other heroes do because she's drawing the same number of cards most of the time. But she does get access to her alter ego's ability, which lets her cycle 2 cards, or maybe even go +1 if you have Quicksilver in play, which we never actually got the chance to play. Or it also lets you access to Agatha, which maybe we would have tried to flip down more if we still had access to her, but she got Infinity Stoned away early, so you never had a chance to put her back down, or it didn't really make sense to. That's the deck list. I hope you guys enjoyed that gameplay. We're at the end of the Mad Titan Shadow, so thanks for watching this section of Marvel Rewind, and let's go ahead and see where Loki stands up with the rest of the villains in the game. See you there. Okay, so here we are at the tier list. Now, this is a bit interesting to talk about because usually I'll start this section saying, like, I'm not really sure where I'm going to put this villain. I'm going to think about it as I talk through it. But I feel like this time around, I have a really solid idea of where I want to go. So I'm going to spend this time kind of like justifying that idea. I think Loki is pretty solidly one of the strongest villains in the game up until this point. Probably somewhere in the Zola, Thanos, and Ronin range. He's going to be there. The question for me is, do I think that he is S tier worthy, or do I think that he's the top of A tier, kind of like one of the top ones of A tier? There's a couple of reasons behind that. Loki starts off, we're going to talk about solo specifically. I think he gets a bit more easier, maybe a lot more fun in multiplayer. The reason is that his side scheme threat threshold are not like 3 per player, even like 4 per player, like 4 threat or 5. A lot of his side schemes threshold are way like they're pretty much above the normal standard of 3 per player, which means you have to spend a lot more, and you actually are pigeonholed into a hero that can thwart well, or actually picking Justice or something of the like to be able to deal with the amount of side schemes he throws at you. Every time you clear these side schemes, if you're not playing Justice, he's getting more tempo because he reveals an Infinity Stone, and then he also switches to a different Loki, which could kind of screw over kind of the stuff you have going if you want to like stun or confuse him. I will say he gives you a little bit of breathing room because he doesn't have permanent stalwart or anything like that. But he can switch into a stalwart mode, and let's say you had to confuse, you were just saving on him, I don't know, maybe for a couple rounds. He reveals that Trickster encounter card that I luckily dodged the entire game, and then a confused status just goes away. Or there's just so many other really nasty things that he can do. He has a similar weakness where allies are really strong into him, so if you have a lot of economy, you're able to deal with it. But I feel like he puts more threats on the board than something like a Thanos does, and his encounter cards are also a lot worse than something like a Thanos is. He has that Loki form that can't be defeated while there's a side scheme in place, so you can't just ignore them. He also has his recommended modular sets, which I'm trying not to rate them based off of that, but since all of these other ones were kind of rated with their recommended modular sets in mind, his recommended modular sets are nasty. He has these they're not high health minions, but they're kind of beefy minions with kind of really bad boost effects, and they also have stuff that goes off when they attack, and they also have like tough status cards, so he has a lot of toughs to give around. He also has the Enchantress set, which can completely shut down your hero, shut down your allies, take your allies, make it to where you can't attack with the Seduce card. So there's a lot of things that he has going against you in his normal encounter set, and also his recommended modular sets, starting also the fact that he has a decent amount of tempo, he has a decent amount of actual villains you have to get through, and beefy stats because of the Infinity Gauntlet. I feel like it really does combo in this really threatening, difficult villain. Nothing unmanageable, nothing like quite Ronin tier, but I'm not sure if S rank should be like Ronin tier difficulty only and he'll be the only one in there, or do I feel like Loki is kind of, even at this point, you have to be playing I had a really good Justice pile on a really good and strong hero, so it didn't look that bad, but I feel like there'll be a lot of heroes up until this point in the game that really struggle against Loki on solo. So that being said, because I think you do have to kind of be pigeonholed into a specific deck or type of hero, Thanos, you can kind of beat him if you play enough allies regardless of the aspect, maybe, in my opinion. Loki, I don't think is like that. You need thwarting. It's not like a side thing. It's not like something you can, it's solo, you just kind of keep it in track. No, you need burst thwarting or consistent thwarting for all of the side schemes he will inevitably reveal as the game goes on. So I think I'm pretty comfortably going to put him at the bottom of S tier, maybe top of A, but let me know if you guys agree with that down in the comment section down below. It could be be kind of contentious. So like, there's no way Loki's Ronin tier. I don't know. I think he's pretty strong. And I'm just curious to see what you guys think down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed this whole run of the Mad Titan Shadow box. I think this is one of the strongest boxes in the game. All the villains are a ton of fun, and especially the campaign mode is. If you haven't tried that out, make sure to go ahead and do that for yourselves. Leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will be seeing you guys in the next video, whenever that is. We're going to be doing a bit of kind of Heroes prep, so Marvel Rewind will be on a bit of a hiatus until I'm back from that, but we'll be kicking it back up with the Hood, starting into Sinister Motives, and I didn't even realize how close we were to the mutants, guys. I feel like I say it at the end of every episode, but the mutants are coming. The X gene is proliferating very soon, so be on the lookout for that as well. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Goodbye.